100 NGOs banned, spies caught in the act, and a continent rising up to say no more. Welcome back to this broadcast. You're watching the Global Observer, and I want you to stay right there. We are tracking a massive move in Burkina Faso that is sending shockwaves through the West. Captain Ibrahim Traore has just revoked the licenses of 118 non-governmental organizations. For years, these groups claimed to be there to help. They talked about human rights and aid. But today, the mask has been ripped off. Traore has discovered that many of these organizations were acting as eyes and ears for foreign powers. This isn't just about paperwork. It is a battle for the heart and soul of Africa. Imagine inviting a guest into your home because they say they want to help you paint the walls. But while you are in the kitchen, you find them going through your private files and calling your enemies to tell them what they found as your secret. That is exactly what Burkina Faso says has been happening with these NGOs. These groups were supposed to be humanitarians, but the government found they were moving in the shadows. To fix this, Traore gave a simple order. Every NGO must re-register on the new laws and move their money into state-owned banks. It sounds fair, right? If you have nothing to hide, you follow the rules. But guess what? Most of them couldn't do it. Their leaders are foreigners who had already left the country, and they didn't want the state to see where their money was coming from. This move didn't just start yesterday. Traore has been playing the long game to protect his people. It started back in 2024 when he suspended big international media names like the BBC, TV5 Monde, and Deutsche Welle. These companies were accused of spreading false stories and trying to make the government look dysfunctional. Traore saw the pattern. First comes the biased news, then come the humanitarian groups, and suddenly a country is filled with people working for everyone except the citizens. By banning these 118 organizations, including groups that claim to fight for rights or youths, Traore is clearing the fields of anyone who isn't 100% loyal to the mission of a free Burkina Faso. Now let's look at why the West is so angry about this. They are using big words like freedom of speech and anti-progress, but let's be real. They are upset because they lost their remote controls inside the country. For decades, the West has used these NGOs to influence African politics. This is a clever system. They found a group, and that group stirs up trouble. Then the West uses that trouble as a reason to stay. Traore and the other leaders of the Alliance of Sahel States, the AES, have finally figured out the cheat code. They are choosing the difficult path of total independence. They are saying that if you want to be in our house, you play by our rules or you get out. This is a historic moment that feels a lot like the 1960s. It is like watching Kwame Nkrumah or Thomas Sankara in real time. For the first time, we have a group of leaders, not just one, but a united front standing up together. They aren't just surviving, they are thriving despite being haunted by France, America, and terrorist group all at once. If these men succeed, it creates a new blueprint for every African nation. It means we could see a new banking system, a new kind of democracy, a new way of building industries that actually benefits the people. Imagine a world where an African state keeps 90% of its profit instead of just 10%. Do the quick math. That is the future the West is terrified of. The old system has failed us for too long. We have practiced Western democracy for years. And what has it given us? It has enriched a few politicians and left the masses in poverty. It has allowed foreign companies to sign contracts that makes no sense for the local people. The AES leaders are carrying a heavy cross right now. They are making the hard choices so that the rest of the continent can see a better way. When people say these leaders are anti-freedom, we have to ask, whose freedom are they talking about? The freedom for a foreign spy to roam the desert, or the freedom for an African child to have a future that isn't owned by a bank in Paris? Traore is clear in his mind. He has a mission to build a country, not a playground for foreign interests. There is no room for false information or spies when you are at war for your survival. If the West doesn't like it, they can wait outside. That is what he says. This mission goes beyond ego. This dependence. It is a fight for the economic independence of a whole generation. We will look back in 40 years and remember this moment as the day the yoke of the oppressor finally started to crack. It takes courage to look at a superpower in the eye and say, your NGOs are not welcome here. As we close tonight, remember that the AES is doing the heavy lifting for all of us. They are showing that it is possible to break the circle of dependency. They are building a state that participates in its own growth. No more overblown contracts, no more jobs that never get done, just a direct focus on the people. If you love this content, you have to support the leaders who are actually protecting it. The spies are being caught, the fake aid is being stopped, and the truth is finally coming to the light. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the real story behind the headlines. We are here to tell the African side of the story and the African side of things with analysis and pride. Make sure you support this mission by staying informed and sharing the truth. The Global Observer is your eye on the front lines of change. I am your host, and I urge you to click on the subscribe button. And this is the news. Stay strong, stay independent, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.